Pedro goes good right there. And it worked right off the bat. Welcome, Chuck Jansen. Welcome, Derek B.
Don't worry about the color. I'm messing with it. It's red on purpose. It's the Halloween, man. We're almost there.
All right, everybody, let's get this beast moving that we call DYOR Live. Bitcoin. Everything's messing up with Bitcoin. The prices today, even my little thing above my head is gray for some reason. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is in the world you're coming to us from. Welcome to DYOR Live here on the DYOR Media Network. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, here in the digital media world. So glad to be hosting another episode of DYOR Live here. With who, ladies and gentlemen? With my co-host, Pedro Garcia. Pedro, what's happening?
Hey, what's up, guys? How's everybody doing? It is almost Halloween. And so that means that the colors where I am at is so vibrant. It is ridiculous. The reds, the blues, actually, I guess not the blues, but the greens, the orange, and the yellows, dude, are just, it is amazing, dude. I've been going to like apple picking fest. We're about to have our first freeze, which is going to kill the apples and everything. But it's just cool to sit there and see all the stuff that is happening. So, it's
strange here, and I'm in Ottawa, Ontario right now, and usually the Thanksgiving weekend that we just had here in Kanukistan is a big weekend for seeing the leaves turn. And just across the river in Quebec, there's some hills, and those hills tend to do they get more rain over there. I don't know, whatever they do weather stuff, and they get more rain. They cause the leaves to be more colorful. But this year, not so much. This year, they're 2 weeks behind last year.
Oh, wow.
So the missus and I went for a little drive yesterday out into Quebec. That's the Letterkenny people would say. And
oh, dude, that's such a good show.
It wasn't as beautiful as it normally is during this time of year. But
you English.
But it's safe to say that yesterday was an observed holiday for all of Canada because it's their Thanksgiving. So it's a federal and provincial holiday. The whole country has to have. It's not like the U.S., which has the optional, as they refer to it now, as Italian Heritage and Indigenous Day, celebrating the people that didn't have science or anything. But anyway, so it was a proper holiday. So today is the first day of the week, getting back at it and that type of stuff. And hopefully our viewers are getting back at it after missing us for so long. I mean, you had a really good crypto, a full rant Friday. You had a lot of viewers.
Yeah, we did. We had a first time around, we had about 75. And then the second time around, we had about 95 altogether swung through. So I think the highest we saw, all the people that were there, I think it was about 50, 40. 45, 50. So it was one of those things I was like, whoa. But we also did have a couple cool guests that came on. One was Larry from, I think, I'm messing it up, dude. I'm jacking it all up. I'll have to reply, but he came in and he was co-hosting with me. I asked him to come in and co-host. And because our illustrious co-host over here was out eating turkey and having a little fun time.
It was a nice long holiday weekend, as they say.
Absolutely. So it was like just one of those moments. I was like, dude, I need somebody else. Will you come up? And he's like, yeah, most stuff. So it was cool. And then he kept helping me. So, and then he's got a pretty big following. So it brought those people that came along. And so that's why we had some good heads. But a lot of people did come up, and we had some new people that just it was actually kind of cool because these new people were sitting there and they were like, yeah, I just want to rant about this. And I want to rant about that. And I was like, there you go, man. Like that's what this is about. You know, somebody was ranting about education and how in crypto there's, they say there's education, but all they're just trying to do is get a buck, right? And get them to buy the coin. And I just was like, dude, yes, that's what this is about. And we had like a bunch of good rants that I was amazed about. So it was cool.
I'm good. Welcome to the show, Crypto Mike in the house. Thank you for joining us.
Crypto Mike? How you doing, brother? It's good to
Patrick
see you.
Stefanik. Banks bring up BTC to dump it or what? Yeah, we'll get into that in a few minutes. But it's today was the strings being pulled, the marionettes. Dump.
Yeah, that literally was actually.
Matt Rhodes says Pedro is tripping balls. That background.
I like it, man. It's Halloween. It's like all the colors and changing of the things. What's funny? It's interesting. Is I love the idea behind fall, man, because it's like the new season or the old season is dying and transferring into the new season, but the old season has to die, and I just find that so interesting. Like the idea of, and out of the death, there's beauty in it, right? So I'm not to. Again, it's Pedro's philosophies, but
kind of like
that could work.
The Pedro's philosophies. Ooh.
Ooh,
it's somewhat alliteration
because it's P. It's because philosophy isn't spelled with even though it's P. It's PH. I like it. I like that. That's actually Pedro's philosophies. But it's funny. I have that kind of going on in my own personal life, in addition to that what we're seeing in the season. So it's actually kind of cool. So and out of it, it's always kind of messy, but. There's is there any real way out of something that is current and going into the next season, right? Not really. You kind of have to have some.
Well, fortunately, we have this thing called a calendar that just tells us that it's going to happen and forces us to do it.
It's true. Good old Christmas, man. Looking forward to Christmas.
I don't know where my this background. I was trying your background. Mine is some. I can't even remember what the picture is. I only ever see it in this small box. Yours is this color deluge.
Yeah.
But we're supposed to have moving graphics around here too, and I don't think the graphics have been moving in a couple of months.
Oh, really? I would love to have moving. I love to see those the colors in the background, almost like Wayne's World. Wayne's World, party time, excellent. Oh man, remember those guys? Bill and Ted.
I certainly do remember them. Matt Rhodes in the house.
So Matty,
the first one to give a thumbs up. Let's get everyone to hit that thumbs up button. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Just do it, as I like to say. Troublesome Creek, welcome to the show. Pedro-isms, he says. Chuck Jansen says, get those likes up. You got to listen to Chuck.
Dr. J, man. Dr.
Derek
J.
B in the house. The old ka-ching. I'm giving the sound machine a rest until I can get some software fixes here, so I don't run my machine at 99%.
Yes.
Infinite and blockchain presale heating up. You guys have been pitching it a lot, and I've been talking about people to go over there and get the information. But I don't personally know what's going on. Has the presale all been the same presale price? That if it doesn't matter if someone got in a month ago or now, if they're still going to get the same price? They say, let us know. Welcome to the Rumble viewers.
Yes, yeah, dude, that thing is starting to get going, man. It's impressive. Actually,
it is starting to get going.
Yeah.
I'm not. I have the comment screen up, but I don't have the stream up because my computer will explode if I add another one to it. But so I can see the comments from Rumble are empty. So that means, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a Rumble fan, please, if you're watching over there, please comment. Let us know that you're alive and not some 90-year-old watching but couldn't find Fox News. Turn this on. I got to tell you, Pedro, I've spent, after getting involved with Rumble, and it's predominantly most of the news channels on it are right-wing oriented because they've been booted off.
Yeah.
Hold on. We got to pause here. We got to say, appreciate what you guys do, Derek B says. $5 donation. Thank you very much, Derek B. I'd give you the holler like whoop whoop. Pedro's gonna have to do that. Sound machine's not working. As always, Pedro and I value everything you guys give us.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. I mean, you give us your most valuable asset, as my friend Sam says, which is your time. But giving us your hard-earned bucks always counts.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. There's Pedrological predictions. That's a tongue twister.
Ooh. Pedrological. No, that doesn't work. Okay. I had to sit there and say, yeah, what's pelagical? You ever have work?
Do you audio or people in the audience here? I've got trying to not blow Pedro's ears out with the sounds I put out through the show. Do you guys hear the background music in the crowd there? I have it turned down so it doesn't nuke Pedro, but that's usually my only way I know that it's on. Pedro, I was saying that their time spending with Rumble, mostly they're right-er wing, pro Trump, pro this and anti the other person a lot, because they were booted off the other platforms, and Rumble is a total free speech platform. They don't care which side you're on.
As long as you're paying and putting.
Right, and so got to watching some of them, and all of a sudden you get sucked in that great marketing machine called the
algorithm.
Right? And it grabs. I mean, it grabs you like you can't even believe it. It sucks you in. It sets the hook, and man, they are good at it. And so we balance it off by turning on CNN or MSNBC for a while to get the balance. And then there's actually some good content on it now, because now there's not just the people that got booted off YouTube. Other people have started shows there. There's podcasts. There's people like us. There's a bunch of Bitcoiner people that predict what's going on with Bitcoin, because they know there's a crowd over there that likes it. So they're trying to feed to them. And Mrs. Striking says out of the blue, she goes, all right, well, this is great, all the right-wing stuff, and all that. Where are the channels for all the left-wing stuff? Where's the media for that? And I was like, there isn't any.
There's mainstream.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's mainstream media, but there's no giant website full of hundreds of people or thousands of people broadcasting for the alt left side of the people. And I remember talking about this with someone before. It's because there's no viewers. There's no grassroots thing of people getting together and going, yeah, and I want better news on this. What you have is activists screaming and yelling at people. And so it doesn't make for good TV. Patriotism, waving the flag, all that type of stuff. Rah, rah, rah makes for good TV. And these guys got it down at Rumble, so I'm giving them some credit here. And they recruit not just the people that have been banned by other places, but they give a platform for people like us to come in and get, it took us a long time to make 3 or 4 cents on YouTube. And Pedro, in just 2 weeks at Rumble, we've made 12 cents.
Are you serious?
It's 4 times the rate of YouTube.
Bro, I mean, first of all, that is, and the reason why it's impressive is because we haven't had ginormous amount of people. I mean, I think the highest we got was 30, 35, right? Or am I wrong?
No, I think one of our shows hit 70.
Okay, excuse me, 70. Forgive me, but 70 people. That's impressive. So you're talking that's a good jump, man. I mean, in comparative to YouTube, wow, impressive. It's a good profit sharing.
12 cents.
I mean, not 12 cents, but the fact is that we can generate that.
But that's on only 48 views that ads were watched in the amount that they count. But I'm sorry, we had 74 views on the 12th of all our videos that are on there now, not just of one.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Pretty good, if I say so myself.
That is actually really good. Shout out to Pat. What's up? Stefanik. It's good to have you. Just want to say, banks bring BTC to dump it or what? Yeah, that's about it. You kind of know what's up, Pat. I mean, Pat's a kind of a friend of mine. I don't know. He's been ignoring me, kind of being a dick, but it's all good. He's a good trader though. He's a real good trader. It's interesting when I'm looking at the markets on BTC, because the truth is again, what's one of the things I always talk about, right? Are we putting in demand wicks and supply wicks as we're moving up or moving down? And then the reality is that we're watching certain things happen. That I was so shocked that we went up this week. I have to admit, I'm pretty good at calling it, right? I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I am.
Right.
but I'm pretty good at it, right? Okay, I said we're gonna hit this area. We should come back down. Sure enough, it did. And this area is a weak area. I'm just being, it's a weak area. There's not a lot of buyers sitting at these levels. And so now we saw this thing come down, put in the lower low. I expected us to come back up and to push back down a little bit more. Around here is where I was expecting us to come back down to. And sure enough, we blew right through this. So I'm kind of blown away to sit there and see that, because I expected us to come down to a lower lows, and then create this type of market here. It's a little early, but we did. I mean, the beginning of October, we did sell off. You know, like boom, here. This is where we came, right? It's sold off. Now we're coming about equilibrium. This is equal to where we started at, right? Not much higher, and so I was thinking about this. I went to a quick shower. Me and Tom were talking, and as I was there taking a quick shower, there was this morning, I was trying to gauge like what is actually happening, and all of a sudden I clicked. I was like, oh wait, we're mid-October. And additionally to that, we're also like we've sold off, so we could be seeing this actual rally, and it finally kind of hit me. I was like, oh, that's what it's up. Okay, we're mid-October towards the end, and this potentially could be getting ready going. We put in a pretty good demand wick on that monthly chart. Come on. Boom. So you can see here, we put a pretty decent demand wick coming down, and we did touch this area where there are wicks area. So it's actually a good sign to sit there and say, you know what, this potentially could have, we could be breaking out here potentially to the upside. So it all depends on that volume. Again, this is the part that this is where I fight with, right? If we look at the volume that we're sitting at right now, oh, what just happened? I bought these new batteries, man, and I keep changing out the batteries. I mean, they literally only last 2 days. I'm like shocked. Like they.
And what, headphones?
No, my mouse battery. So my thing keeps like spazzing
Batteries
out.
on a mouse? Mine, I think, last for my entire life.
Really?
I mean, do you have a mouse that is like 69 buttons and bright lasers? I mean, I have one mouse. I probably never have changed the battery on it.
Oh, what? Dude, I change this at least once easily once every 2-3 weeks.
That's crazy talk.
I don't know why. I'm buying batteries from my local BJ's. I just don't. I just figured it was just normal. So I've never asked anybody about their battery usage. Maybe that's how they're getting up over. That's how they're making their money. They get everybody to come in. So that's crazy. All right. Well, that's good to know then. So the only problem that I was bringing up here is just that, like, when you look at the monthly volume, like we're halfway through a month here, right? And look, we're not even halfway volume coming in, right? So this is where it's like they're pushing up to bring down, because like you would think that this is where we would have seen majority of the volume down at this level here as we were coming down doing the sell-off, right? Is as it does the sell-off, we'd want to see more volume. And I brought this up. So this is, again, like I kind of shake my head, but the only thing I can think about it is this. Maybe they brought it down to push it back up, and then in the next month potentially drop it back down because there's not enough buyer volume to step in to really push it up, right? But of recent, let's say from Tuesday and Wednesday, we had a decent amount of volume, and that's where it's like I'm looking at the going, well, that we did see a good amount of volume come in at the first the open. I mean, these were ridiculous. 945. And look at that. Boom, boom, boom. And me and Tom were talking about how potentially we could see, unless we get hard close above the SMA, right? Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Stonks. Boom, boom, wait. What's going on here?
Patrick mentions that he picked up some. I want to clarify one of the things he says. Myra, MYRIA. Is that supposed to be MYRA? Myra, not Myria. Just let me know, because the Myra, MYRA, I believe, is on the list of the FBI projects that was paying for the pump and dump.
Well, you know what's even funny is, I mean, there's the paying for the pump and dump, but when I was looking, I mean, Nero was on it, and Nero hasn't even blanked. Dude, I was looking at Nero, and I was sitting there going like, are you joking me? This thing is still pumping.
Dara says your mouse is wearing out because OnlyFans needs a lot of clicks.
Oh, if only I would actually do stuff like that. That would actually make me less stressed. Oh, man. Yeah.
So he does mean Maria, not Myra.
Okay. Good.
ETFs before having messed up predictability a little and preempted volume. Yeah, probably. Yeah, even with today's crazy volume, we've had some absolutely bonkers volume. Pedro's saying that it's still lower than it has been.
I mean, look, here's the thing. Like, it's the middle of October, right? So excuse me, not middle of October. Let's look at the monthly volume. I mean, it's just, it's not. And if we look at previous, like, this was the previous volume from last time. Okay, we're sitting the same level at these levels here. Look at the volume here. Okay, from the entry from the peak as we started moving up, right up in here. I mean, this one got all the way up to 70,000 or 59,000, 60,000, right up in these levels. Look, they're right here. All right, and when you look at the actual, like, look at the volume. The volume is stupid, right? Like, let me pull up the volume on, like, this monthly chart here.
This is monthly BTC, so you're looking at all the way back to 2017, 14.
Yes, and this is key because I think it's, like, super important to pay attention to especially when you're looking, like, overall market real moves, right? Like, if you see the volume, look on this, we saw 290, 475,000 BTC bought. We saw again 330 or 327. The climb up, we were ranging literally 294. 294. The other one was 294. It was around the same amount. Prior to that, right, 130. Right here, back here, you had 145. Now let's look at where we're at right now as we're climbing. And if you look, this is where I'm looking at. You can see my BTC volume. This is where I'm looking at. Look at the BTC volume as we're moving up. 43,000, 53,000. We go to the peak month right here, which was in March. The most we got was 108,000. Oh, shoot. Thank you, AI. Appreciate that, brother. What's up?
AI Wolf, the doctor is in, ladies and gentlemen, dropping the $2 super chat. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. All the way from Ottawa, Illinois, not Ottawa, Ontario. AI Alpha Wolf joining the donation crowd. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And Walter, everything you do, as I say, is the hardest working man in crypto. If you haven't checked out the projects that he's involved in, Ethereum.
They're sending.
Dr.
Fuktogi.
The X Clan, a couple other ones. Go find him and learn all about those projects from him. But they pretty much all do well.
So,
understand it.
So this is what I'm trying to say is when we look at the volume, Dr. J here, or no, that's Lawton. What's up, Daryl Lawton?
There he's been waiting for the pirate.
Yes, Daryl Lawton. All right. Like, look at these volumes in comparative to the previous bull market. It's not even a half. I mean, look at this. As it was sending, right, even pre-market, look at the amount sitting here. And I get it, like, there's less volume because, it's higher. But, I mean, if that was the case, right now, we're ranging the same area of the bull market there. We're not seeing much. So this is where I have a hard time sitting there saying, yeah, I mean, I feel like the institutions are really the ones that are manipulating the market. But again, if the market is going up, we go up until the market decides it's going to go down. So like today, you know, we would have looked something at, come on, please work, buddy. It was working great this morning. Every time I try to get to that 5 minute. All right. Come on.
Come on.
Okay, good job. All right, look, you can see right here the market was trending. We always talk about our trending devices that we use to be able to communicate to us where the market would go and how it would move, right? And so you can sit there and see that this level right here, we would have been kind of long above right in here as the market started to find support. And then we would have caught up, right? As soon as that market kind of closed below that 8, as most trading indicators or whatever indicator, right? As you're in a trend, you get out on the first test of whatever trading indicator that you would have, whether that's the Bollinger Bands or the EMA or whatever, right? You're looking for the trend as it moves, right? And so you could see here that there's no demand wicks, right? There's no real support that's pushing it up. But then at the same time, as we're dropping here, they're not putting in supply wicks, except right here. You can see here we have some supply wicks at these levels. But on the back end, I'm sitting there and I'm looking at this going like, I feel like they're just trying to find stops, and they're building up that backside so that they can drop it. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope, like I said, I was trying to figure out potentially what could be actually happening. So again, we're from, we always talk about first of the month. If it goes up, right, we should see it finish at the bottom. At the beginning of the month, we went down. So I expect to see us to go up towards the end of the month, right? And that's what we're doing. So potentially it just could be a natural formation of the monthly chart that we're watching progress. And so right now they're bringing it back up. And so when we look at that monthly chart here, come on, you can do month. Come on, move. I'm just right there. All right, just I got to go get another battery here. So I will be back in a second.
All right,
guys.
Troublesome. You bring up the point, says I don't think volume is a good indicator of trend or sentiment in crypto as perhaps it was in traditional buy. And just so you know, I've turned Pedro's microphone off for you guys, but I can still hear his background. When I start talking to him again and and you guys don't hear him, please let me know. Anyway, where I have found volume to be beneficial is not the total volume of it, but in its change. For instance, when the market's doing all right and you're in a good trade and all of a sudden you see volume start coming down. You don't even have to know what the total volume is over time, just relative to the last couple of trading periods. Is it coming down? That means there's less interest in buying or less interest in, buying or selling, whatever's going on. And that change is what's important to me, because if all of a sudden the interest goes down, that means anyone that does want to sell a whole bunch of it has a much larger impact, eats up more of the order book, that type of stuff. That just kind of makes sense. Especially with Bitcoin, it's hard to look at the volume of units over time, because back when you buy a pizza for 10,000 units of BTC, it's different now than the number of units. If you were to trade 10,000 units of BTC, that's $650 million or something like that, which is crazy. You know what? And the other day I had not a dream, but one of those kind of, you're waking up in the morning, you're not sure what's going on. You're like, nom, nom, nom. And in my mind, I thought I had a full disk drive with a BTC wallet in it. My mind it was confusing, probably a dream. And trust me, I never mined Bitcoin early on, and I was not involved in it. But my mind in my dream state said I was, and I kind of shook my head out of it, and I'm like, oh, no. And it's in my mind thought I had like 1,000 BTC. Wouldn't it be great to just stumble across that? Let's see, what have I been missing here in the comments? Maybe RSI or VWAP would help more. And once again, they're all indicators of things that have happened already. If you had the crystal ball, you could look into the future, that would be the best one. All of them are just tools. And to be honest, I'm not that good with all these technical indicators. I mean, when there's a graph on there saying it's going up, that's a good thing. AI Wolf says, I agree, especially with the fake pump bots. Look at STC.
So what's up?
And I remembered to turn Pedro's microphone back on, ladies and gentlemen. I was just going over volume. I was talking about with Troublesome, the idea of volume in BC is kind of difficult a lot of times to figure out, because if you compare it against 10 years ago when you could buy a pizza with 10,000 BTC, and now you kind of have to look at the dollar volume in it, or the equivalent of whatever, to get an idea of how much money and how much risk and liquidity is actually there coming in and out. But what I did say, I said one of the important things is not even having to know the total volumes, just the change in volume from period A to period B. And you don't even have to know it exactly. You're just going to look at the thing. Oh, candles are down. Well, it's likely going to sell off. Something like that. So we're just going over the talking about that while you got back in trouble. Some even said, look at this, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to record this forever. That's a good point, Tom. See, I contribute to this show.
I think what's interesting is
Dr. Fire Chicken coming to us from Twitter. Thanks for joining us on Twitter, helping us boost the engagement to 1x message at a time. Thank you, sir.
So that actually, so in traditional finance, that's an indication, what you just said, of a sideways market. Like if you're looking at the change in the movement, that's the difference between it going sideways, because during the middle of the movement, they don't put much volume. They just let the novices come and push the market up. But on the back end, what happens is when they get ready to turn it around again in that sideways market, because you have a high and a low, they push it back down. So that's the change. Whereas in a trending market, you'll see the volume pick up at kind of the low point, and then you'll see it kind of increase towards the middle. And then as it peaks out, then you see the drop, right? And then it kind of comes around. And then as it starts to drop again, you see volume pick up, right? Because that's a trending market. Whereas a sideways market, you kick in the volume at the highs and the lows to turn it back around. You see what I'm saying? And that's what we're seeing. I mean, like here, this is a good trending market. Boom. Market up, low, boom, pushed up, ding, 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 right? They're turning it around, right? Low volume, turn around, and then drop.
1 second, my screen is taking a minute to get there. Come on, screen. You can do it. There we go.
And do it. Okay, let's look at it like here, like trending market. Getting ready, we're prepping. They establish their positions. You have more greens pushing up. Then you see it push through the area here. Then because it butts through the consolidation, which is sitting right here. So now you're seeing a pickup in volume sitting around 830, 840. Then now it starts to climb. You can see as they push the market up, you see increase in volume, right? Pushing to continue it up. Boom, 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 boom. Comes off, you sell off. There's not a lot of volume sitting here, right? Like that turn it around. Dude, come on. Are you serious? These okay. Man.
Welcome Space Cat to the house. Thanks for joining us. Space Cat all the way from Kanukistan. Happy Thanksgiving Day to you yesterday.
It could just be my mouse could just be dying. Could be that.
Could be. Like Dara said, too many OnlyFans clicks, it'll wear it out.
That's funny. So let's try this again. It's
Actually, what you got to get is the special mouse that Chuck Jansen got for work. It's the quiet mouse that doesn't make any click sounds, so he can click, 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 click away on DYOR and probably OnlyFans too.
it's so funny. As soon as I get on this chart, it starts to just mess around. That's so weird. Okay. I didn't even think about that. So I come over here and
once again, Rumble viewers, thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it. I can see the viewer count even though I don't watch the screen, and there are viewers over there. If you're watching us on an account that you don't have, or you don't have an account with Rumble, you're just watching, why don't you come on over to YouTube and join? Just search DYOR Media, you'll find us. But if you're on YouTube and have an account, drop a comment. Let us know you're there. See, I can see the viewer count, but I can't see you type it. We take questions from the audience.
Absolutely.
This is an interactive show, two-way street, as they say.
Absolutely.
Chuck said his mouse was a game changer.
I'm gonna have to go get it. I'm gonna have to spend some money on a mouse, like real money. I spent really good money on my keyboard, but I guess you guys say it clicks too loud.
Oh, good lord! It's like a 1986 compact keyboard or IBM.
But it's a completely new one, dude. It's one of those. Maybe I should switch back to the old one then. So that is not super loud.
Just you can have two keyboards plugged in. Just plug one in that's quiet, and then so on the show you use that one.
Yeah. Alrighty. Small details.
Yeah, no doubt, especially with all the money you're making with all them crypto freaking trades.
It's been doing good. I'm not doing bad.
Next, I think Alpha Wolf may be 10 minutes behind her. So next time I'm gonna tip you 20, so that way Pedro can get a new mouse. Oh no, he's right on time. He's got the mouse joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so
speaking of, I'm looking for a technology sponsor. As you hear me complaining about my computer, then you guys know have a buddy in corporate marketing at some tech firm or computer sales firm or something like that. Send them our way. I need a new box, 2 new boxes that got 4090s or 5090s in them, and 2 new laptops. So Pedro and I can work trade shows properly and have 2 decent studios to work at, and any extra gear Pedro may need to make his setup even better. And we're looking for a tech sponsor for that. Like the ideal one would be CDW. CDW, if any of you guys from CDW are watching, come in. They supply us with the machines. We pitch changing your corporate buying accounts to CDW, and all is great.
Oh, that would be great. That would. Absolutely. It's really interesting as we're looking at the markets. You can see that a lot of these other not smaller time frame, but these other smaller coins, and it's just not wanting to go. I'm like, literally, I'm like, this is such a struggle. For real. All right. Well, we'll just keep moving along. So you can see here that a lot of these other coins out here, right, that we're looking at, like it's not actually Aptos is actually doing okay. Boom, Arbitrum is just still kind of going sideways. Cosmos, right, kind of just been consolidating here. So a lot of these top 100 coins here, I'm not really seeing a lot of real push up like we're seeing in Bitcoin, right? So that's why I'm more apt to sit there and say it's not real. Like, you know, it's not one of those things that can sit there and push unless the market makers are sitting there and, you know, it's the market makers that we saw within that release from the FBI. They were also a part of these organizations, right? So it's interesting. It's really interesting to see what's up. Brett's pushing up. Wow, Brett's nice. It came and hit our supply area though right here, which is perfect. And we're starting to see it sell off. Cake here.
A lot of the other guys are talking about just all the altcoins are just pumping. Someone even here said, "Welcome to Pumptober." Are all of them, or just the bigger ones that got to $500 million? Are they reaching for $1 billion? Are this like we didn't do meme coin Monday yesterday? That normally that fleshes out a lot of these questions. But I guess I'll leave that up to the viewers to ask about. Betty Baskins, thanks for joining us.
Hey, Betty, how you doing? It's good to see you.
Appreciate the kiddies all coming to watch us.
Yeah.
Look at the AI tokens. I guess let me guess, render, near, yada, yada, yada.
Check these out here real quick. I've got to do this now the old-fashioned way.
Betty Baskins throws the double hearts up there. Who else has double hearts, ladies and gentlemen? Spock from Star Trek has 2 hearts. The Vulcan. So thank you, Betty, for saying that we are all Vulcans here.
All right, here we go.
But anyway, it was a good filler for while Pedro's looking for the right chart.
Absolutely.
Pedro, which chart is that up there? You got.
So this is Fetch AI. Like I'm looking at Fetch AI, and I'm kind of just seeing more sideways here. I guess we're seeing some pump today with Singularity. Good little pump with BTC. We came down, hit our demand area here at that daily 8 right here, that 20-cent mark down in this level here. But we've just been consolidating, pushing through the SMAs. We could see a potential. Let's go ahead.
Your friend Patrick has got a bunch of suggestions here in the comment section.
Oh, let me check him out. What's he saying?
Goat Terminal, Gaspuden, Med USA, AI meta that is slowly taking over crypto Twitter. Which one is that? The AI meta slowly taking over Med USA.
Boom. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do something crazy because my computer is just frustrating me to no end. This is not cool. I think it might be reboot time. But here's my thing. I trust Pat. He knows his charting. He's a good friend of mine. Can you give him a link and have him just climb on, or no? Is that too much?
Yeah, I can send him the guest link if he's up for it.
All right, just send it to me and I'll pass it along to him for whatever reason. Pat, are you in a spot where you can do that? Let me know.
Oh, I thought you already had that arranged. You arrange that if that's
I'm at work
first.
Okay, yeah. All right, well, fair enough. It's just this thing is just at a point where it's not wanting to work.
Well, go ahead and reboot and come back on if you need to.
All right, my friend. I will be back in a second. Peace. Bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that means it's lunchtime, lunch break. Pedro's leaving the house while he reboots the beast of a computer he's using from 1978.
I could probably still be on here. I just gotta figure out what's going on. All right. Boom. Nope, that ain't gonna work.
All right, Pedro, I've turned your microphone off. We will welcome you back here again. Quickly, let's do a little sponsor talk here. It's a good time for it. Ladies and gentlemen, right below me is the QR code for BidFi. BidFi is an exchange based in Singapore that is a no KYC exchange, unless you get to the big limits and that type of stuff. And it's a partner of ours. We know the team there very well. They have a great exchange. A bunch of the people that work there used to work at a couple of the other popular exchanges, and when those ones got delisted in China and other places like that, they said we need to form another one that's good, and they have, and they've been a partner of ours for a while now. And if you sign up now, they've got a bunch of things going on now, especially a new rewards thing going on where if you complete all their rewards tasks, you could earn up to 8,000 USDT to trade. And that's right. But even just joining from our show in the link in here, if you join, get a free exchange account, you can get up to 100 USDT to trade. And if you make profits on it, guess what? You get to keep those profits. You can transfer them into your regular wallet instead of your rewards wallet. It's a good deal. It's a good deal. They're good people. And you know what? It helps out the show. I realize there's a lot of people out here, the talking heads that do this type of stuff, that pitch exchanges and all that. But when you have a direct link to their upper management like we do, it really helps. I mean, any issues, we can make one Telegram message. Boom. These are all people that I've met on video. They're real people. They've sponsored us. They sent us their money to help us with the Blockchain Futures Convention in Toronto. BidFi, ladies and gentlemen. Also got a lot coming on with Audit Chain over here. As you guys know, I've been talking about them for a long time. They've been a good show sponsor. They hire me to produce their broadcast, that type of stuff. If you've got a European exposure for your crypto project, they can produce the machine-readable white paper using their software. Only company that can do it. Only one. Oh, look who's in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, Carmen Crypto. Good morning, Chumbalones. I have learned there is a Chumbalone hat. That's right. The originator, I shouldn't say the originator of the name, the guy that popularized it, a Chicago opinion writer by the name of John Cass, has Chumbalones with the circle and the line through it for no Chumbalone zones. Might have to ask him to be on the show. Let's see. Carmen says, just got out of a tech check with the head of U.S. global policy of Ledger. Hope you all RSVP'd for the event on Thursday. I did RSVP for the link, or for the event. I am signed up for it. Let's see if I can bring it back here. I thought I kept it up here. Carmen, what's the link for it so I can talk about it again? Probably in my Carmen. Where is it? Crypto culture. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Crypto for the culture. Right behind me, Crypto for the Culture. You're invited. There's a button right down here to register. It's free. You don't even need to give up like tons of information about yourself. You can use a fake name, whatever you want. Doesn't matter. But register for this. It's a free virtual conference. Lots of good speakers. All that type of stuff. Carmen is helping run the thing. There you go. We may have to carry it on our channel. May have to do that. May have to report on it. So thank you, Carmen. Let's see. SpaceCat says Power is now also on base. Big things coming for Max Chain. Patrick says Brett is going to smash base chain. Man, that Brett was one that I was in on day one. Well, maybe not day one. Maybe day 10, day 4, something like that. And the first little hint of weakness was like right when a bunch of these Solana meme coins and other meme coins were really cranking out in February this year, and they would just go and then kabam. Pump.fun was going crazy, and I just sold out on Brett, and then I took it off my chart to watch, and then all of a sudden I hear Zach Humphrey's talking about it on his show, and I was like, oh man, what happened? And I didn't leave a moon bag. Yeah, it was day 4 or 5. It was real early. First, you go back in the chart all the way down to the little beginning part, and there's just like one little quick, 1x pump and then sell, and I'm like, oh yeah, I made 10 sol or 8 sol or something like that. Or whatever it was for Brett. Brett's on base. Never mind. I didn't make much, but it was... Didn't leave a moon bag. Violet, the guy in the box above me, it's usually here, tells me to always leave a moon bag. And I have not done that a couple of times, and it's cost me big. Patrick says I was in Pepe first week. $400 sol at 200. All right, anyway, welcome to DeFi All Odds. Here, the schedule. Speakers, Crypto Tutors, Coinbase, Spiral, Crypto Tutors, Coinbase, Foundry. Foundry is one of the biggest mining groups out there. Chief People Officer from Grayscale. Trust Machines, Block. Global Public Policy. Ledger. There's a lot of people in here. Mrs. Striking should know these global public policy people. That means government relations. Bitwise Investments. This lady, Lisa Francoeur. Francois. Say it. Speaking a lot. Block, Paradigm, Goodwin Proctor. These guys at Paradigm just print money. I almost had one of their guys on our show years ago. And he's like, oh, we got a few things going. And they went from like a bunch of guys just making up stuff to multi-millions. Guy from head of Web3, venture capital at AWS, Crypto Tutors, Andreessen Horowitz. JFF Labs, Deloitte. Wow, they got a lot of speakers here. Date, October 17th, 2024, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. You have the wrong time up there. The only people that are going to watch are the people where, ladies and gentlemen? Where is Eastern Standard Time still in existence? Western Indiana and Kentucky. That's right. If you plug it in, you'll be an hour late. Anyway, it's a good thing. Free. And did I mention free? It's free. Free, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, what was the story that I had lined up for you here? No, just another stupid brick story. What's Alpha Wolf got to say here? Lisa, or that's Carmen. Lisa is the host and moderator of the show and co-founder of Crypto Tutors. I bought my truck with Pepe last May and my PlayStation with Turbo this year, says Alpha Wolf. That's a good thing to do. In my house this week with Ethereum. Let's see the love and the likes and the hearts. Hit those likes, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, everyone watching over on Rumble. I see that there's people there. Need your support over there. Rumble, you can make a lot more money than YouTube. A lot more. Where is that article? Where is bitsy.com? No, Fear and Greed Index. We're so, I don't know what the right word is, fickle. Just last week, Pedro and I, it says here last week, Fear and Greed Index was at 49. It got down to 37. Now it's at 65. Yay, everything's great. Nero surges to new all-time high. Buyer fatigue could dampen momentum. Deepfake AI enables $46 million crypto romance scam targeting Asian men. Here's a good one. How many of you are watching Slow Horses on Apple TV with Gary Oldman? If you're not watching Slow Horses, you're missing out on some of the best television ever. Season 4 of Slow Horses. Usually these binge-watchy shows, you get to season 1's pretty good. They're like, wow, that was really good. Season 2 is a continuation of season 1, and you're like, wow, that was really good. And season 3, you're like, it was good. We enjoyed watching it. And then season 4, the writers are clearly tired. They're like, we don't know where to take this, and it sucks. Not with Slow Horses. Slow Horses season 4, it makes you go stand next to the television, like, oh my god. And I bring that up because the crypto romance scam is built into one of the side stories in it. Slow Horses. It's one, actually, Mrs. Striking and I have to watch it with the captions on. It's English in England, but they speak in such mumbly ways. It's like, it's better just either you got to turn your TV up on blast, or just turn the captions on, and you're like, oh. Troublesome says Slow Horses is great. I don't know, Troublesome, have you got through season 4 yet, or as far as you can on season 4? It's amazing. It's amazing. Jesus has come out of his cave. Mary Magdalene and Peter went to rescue him, but he had already left. Crypto blessings, he says. Troublesome, report back when I'm current on it. I don't want to talk about it because people will be. But the missus and I are current on. They're doing slow horses. How many episodes? One episode a week. Turbo soars 116% in October. I'm not in any of these. This is the time of the year that striking ends up with low cash. With it, as they say, the powder is empty. Powder keg is empty. Oh yeah, this is what I want to say. The World Liberty coin is coming out. Trump's project here. Blockchain wallet connected to the token now holds $4 million worth of Ether. It's getting ready to be one of the holders. And it went live, got 2,900 holders, and the website crashed. Oops. This is going to be a topic of the show probably tomorrow or Thursday. We're going to have a guest on, Anton Golub, who's a frequent guest on the show here. He's going to talk about, he's moved from Switzerland to Dubai to chase the good times in the crypto markets. And after he went there a couple of times to Dubai, he's like, for shows, he's like, this is the place where it's at. And Europe and the US, they're too caught up in regulation mania. Of which to say Dubai is not unregulated. They're properly regulated. They get it done quickly, fairly, and they open things up to do just what happened, to draw in experts and make them move there. And he's going to be on the show talking about the new AED, the United Arab Emirates stablecoin. And for those of you that don't know, the currency in the UAE is pegged to the US dollar, 3.73 3.53, whatever, it's 3.5 to 3.75 dirhams to $1 US. So essentially, they're starting a US dollar stablecoin. I've got that familiar sound in my ear again, so that must mean someone's coming back online. Can't hear anything, ladies and gentlemen. It's just Pedro trying to get back online. He's realizing his mouse is dying. Anyway, like I was saying, so Anton's going to be on either tomorrow or Thursday trying to knock that down right now. And then we're also going to talk about the difference between what's going on in the crypto world and supporting it in the two different parties up for election here. Because even though, people say, well, you probably shouldn't talk about the election. It's different content, and YouTube won't promote it as much in the algorithm. I got to tell you, it's a big deal, though. In these next 20, however many days are left to the election, 20 days, 21 days, are going to be big, and everyone's going to be talking about it. So I can't see that it's getting derated for that. So we're going to have to address the issues. And the issue is that one party embracing it to the point where they're cashing in and best they can on it while they can. And the other part is barely talking about it. But the other party, Ms. Harris, came in and talked about it and said a few things that made the crypto world kind of grumble. Like, well, what does that mean? Anyway, we're going to flesh it out tomorrow or Thursday, too. So lots of good talking content here today. That type of stuff. Let's see. Alpha Wolf says, touchscreen, Cheeto Cash. I missed that one. Hello, Mr. AI. Troublesome says, Pedro, rocket fuel for your bags. Carmen says, hey, Alpha Wolf. Carmen, let's talk about DYOR covering the event that you're going to be involved in.
I can get on.
Ladies and gentlemen, bringing Pedro Garcia back in the house here for this microphone.
Yeah, so it's really interesting. You were just talking about some news events. So what are your thoughts on the market at large? Really, if Harris gets involved and really decides. Did you go over the news with her push for the CBDC and stuff, or no?
No, I was letting. All I mentioned was a little teaser to get the audience involved. So I guess I'll finish that teaser then. Two things came out the other day that were really interesting. That I thought would be a good topic to talk about at length more later in the week. Is that Kamala Harris came out and said we do need a strong regulatory platform, and she used all the words like inclusive and opportunity for historically left out people and all that type of stuff she bullshits about. Because we all know that Bitcoin and crypto is just so racist, and we exclude certain members based on their skin color and certain members based on what country they're in, skin color and past history, even though it's a worldwide thing. And there's 300 million kids in Asia that only have $5 to their name and they invest in it and stuff. So whatever she says is bullshit. But she's talking about this strong regulatory climate for it. And then the next day, or 2 days later, she gets a $1 million donation from the co-founder of Ripple. Let's play this out. What is Ripple's number one possible customer? The U.S. government. Right. The U.S. government and a CBDC built by Ripple for the Fed or the Treasury or whatever would be their $1 trillion client. So I think Ms. Harris I think we can move right through the conspiracy theory and say that Ms. Harris would be the one to launch a CBDC and put the screws to us, whereas Mr. Trump he's cashing out, or cashing in, I should say, on the crypto world.
I think what's also interesting is that with Trump, right, this idea that he could actually, and again, this is kind of a scary situation, but he could corner the market literally on crypto, because if he gets in office, right, his family is already set up. They already have a system going. They already have things that are, he's already got the crypto market. Now, there's a lot of us that are very much independent thinkers here, and we definitely do think for ourselves, right? We're not we're not on the mega train, but nor are we on the Kamala insanity.
Right. It's fair.
So, and there are insanities with Trump. So it's like he could, if he wanted to, he could potentially take that market, because he does understand it now, or at least his family does, right? Like his son does, and they very much get how crypto works and the community behind it. So he very much could build something, and the Democrats have, because they've, they're running around going, "Don't speak to me, don't speak to me," hand over ears. It's going to be hard. I think it's going to be hard for them to really capture that, to come back. And so I'm a little afraid of that, like where Trump could have some major pull in the crypto markets. Kind of like how Elon Musk kind of can, in a sense, right?
And I agree. And Betty Baskins here says that he's going to rug his own coin, which
I don't think he will.
Well, here's the interesting part, is that when you read the disclosure documents, Mr. Trump and his sons, Eric and Trump Jr., aren't actually involved in the token at all, managerial-wise or anything. They're just lending their name and their promotional capability. And then Trump's talking about how his sons are geniuses in crypto and starting a new project. The disclosure says Eric and people in the Trump family may or may not get paid from this. So in other words, if it doesn't raise any money, they're not getting paid. So this is purely incentive-based. See how much basically they can pump it. And if they can pump it a certain much, they're going to get paid.
Yeah.
No different than all those shillers that just got busted by the Department of Justice.
That's exactly. And this is where it's like the idea behind this is that he can corner the market, because like Elon Musk, how Elon Musk said, Doge to the moon. Well, if he becomes president, that's a sitting president of the United States. His family has a lot of power. There's an intrinsic power there that you just naturally get. So if you can sit there and say, oh, Trump is in this coin, I want to be in this coin. Just like when Warren Buffett sits there and says, hey, I want to be in this, I'm going to buy this stock, right? Like, he stopped buying, I mean, unless it's just a megalithic stock, you know, he just now buys the corporation, you know, absolutely just buys the whole entire thing, because
Right.
what happens is that stock goes from, like, let's say if it's in that, you know, $100 billion market cap, you know, jump up to 500 million market or 500 billion market cap, because all of a sudden now it's like, you know, it's a potential front running situation. And this is the circumstance that I'm more concerned with, is that how Trump right now, before laws are actually established, that he could and his family could manipulate the situation by saying, hey, Doge to the moon, right?
Oh, you're a election denier. You're
All right. Then I
man,
guess I
it's
am.
all conspiracy theories. Are you saying that he has such a following that he could manipulate a crypto market?
Hey, they very much could. I'm a sitting president saying, hey, I'm going to make Bitcoin a governmental reserve currency that will back up the US dollar.
Right, and this is what'll happen. He'll be like, hey, this is what we're thinking about doing. You hear someone yell, shut up! And then he'll stop, and then you'll see the hand the phone, he'll type in something, and he's like, oh, as I was saying, meanwhile, that was just him just buying all sorts of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Pardon myself, chunk.
And this is the part that I think we don't acknowledge, is that in crypto we're so, but here's the thing, I guess I'm okay with this, and this is the reason why, because I think ultimately, like, he has to, it can only go so far, because I think crypto people are, yes, we are gullible. I'm not saying that we're not. Like, we're very much gullible. We're idiots in a sense, right? But also we're also free thinkers, in the sense that it's like, dude, once we realize, like, Elon Musk is really just kind of screwing with us, he doesn't have as much power. He has star power, but he doesn't necessarily have that ability to be able to really move a market, like, fully, right? We've seen him now hit up a couple things, and they've done well, but it's not like something that we saw with, you know, Doge. So he's losing his effect, but I don't think Trump will lose that effect until he's out of office. And I think he very much could sit there and say, you know what, we like this coin. The fact is that, you know, Ethereum has its own ETF. Let's buy Ethereum as a strategic reserve, and allow us to be able to, you know, put things in order where, in case stuff hits the fan, we've got something. That would then send the world into a frenzy. And what would you see with anything in the market? You would definitely see it just skyrocket. All of a sudden you see a Bitcoin at $300,000 within 2 or 3 weeks. So I just think, because once governments get involved, you have infinite money system. You have the Federal Reserve that's getting involved, and the treasury of a country getting involved. You know, remember when El Salvador got involved, and they're just a small country, and that boosted. I mean, how many did they buy in one shot? I think it was like
$150 million worth, I think, or $150 million worth, something like that.
Yeah, and it was one of those moments that it's just like, holy crap! Like, they came in so big. So I think that's very much what we could see that's happening in the market. That, well, I would call it the Trump effect, right? I mean, I don't know other way to say it, but the Trump effect on the markets. And so I think if we start to really see the market push, right, or we start to see, actually better yet, we start to see Trump's numbers really push, and it just makes it look like he is definitely going to win, we then should see a Bitcoin rally like we've never seen before. I know right now Kamala's having hardships, and this is why you had the Barack Obama chastisement, right? This past week, right? Like, I think it's, but it's still too close, right? I think it's still too close to be able to sit there and see that. And then with Vance, all the allegations coming against him, and then
you just there's no stopping you here. There was just a little teaser to talk about the shows the rest of the week. the ideas just flow and flow and flow.
Yeah, I gotta stop it. All right, go ahead. Let me be quiet.
Two things before we get into the balance of the show about Technical Tuesday and going over the chart stuff. One, our schedule for the week, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, the dog is quite active. Anyway, our show for the week, new little show thing that I put out. I was reading something about if you want to be something, you got to act like it. And so I said, oh, well, if we're going to be a network, got to put out a schedule on. So besides the shows, Pedro and I all week here, we're going to have the Crypto Swamp Creatures debuting a new episode tomorrow morning. And I think it's one you guys are going to watch because we all talk about how Uber was a disruptor of the taxi industry. What if there was a disruptor of the Uber industry and disrupted Uber and it uses a Web3 solution? The gents, Chris and Justin, interview Paul Mickle of Revo Rideshare. First of all, he's a serial entrepreneur, started lots of companies, but then found a reason that a real company could use blockchain. And it's in rideshare, and it's not just a rideshare, a big company, and they recruit the same driver pools of people to drive and be Uber eaters and this type of stuff. When you become a driver, you also have to operate a node of their blockchain, and you become a part owner of the whole organization, voting and governance of it, and all that, and doing all the things that like a distributed ownership and revenue share people would do. And so they end up, drivers earn more and the customers pay less. They eliminate much of the admin, they eliminate much of the marketing costs and that type of stuff. And all of it's on the blockchain. So the drivers always know what they're making. They're not getting screwed by the company. They're not employees, and they're not contractors. They're actual owners of the company, all participating and making it better. And so the incentive is much greater. And there are a whole reward system that you use the node for. Those become a currency too. So you can get free rides. You can sell your rewards to someone else. To, if like back in the old days when they'd let you give your frequent flyer miles to other people. Now they don't let you do that. So what are you saying? No, that's a good thing. Let's do that. So if you have a lot of frequent ride points and rewards, you can sell them to someone or give them whatever you want to do. Creates a market for it. And the Crypto Swamp Creature guys are going to talk about that tomorrow. It's really good. I've watched it because I edited it, put it together. And when I say I edit it, I don't edit the Crypto Swamp Creatures for content. I just edit it to put the logos and all the cool stuff on it and stuff like that. And it's a great episode. You should all watch it. Set your timers, your social media clicks, whatever. For the Swamp Creatures, it'll be on X, it'll be on LinkedIn, it'll be on Rumble tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time. And of course, full rant Friday here on Friday. And then the other thing I wanted to mention before Pedro gets back into things was here. Our viewer, as you guys all know, Chuck Jansen. On LinkedIn, he's called Charles Jansen. Charles Jansen. If you're not on LinkedIn, this is not going to apply to you. But if you're on LinkedIn, search Charles Jansen. And Charles has a donate to Shannon Chilit. I don't know how to pronounce it. For her medical and living expenses organized by Chuck's wife, Amanda. If you're into charity and good causes, helping someone out in a pinch, find Chuck's LinkedIn. And he's got a link to the GoFundMe to help out one of their family friends. So I saw that, and Chuck didn't ask me to do that. I just saw it on there and said, hey, I better bring that up. That's a good thing. But Pedro, I need to go, as they say, make the bio break here. Why don't you take us back into to Technical Tuesday here and
Absolutely.
hit up some things. I'll be right back.
Alrighty, guys. So you can see a Singularity DAO. We're definitely seeing a push up here. And just giving you a heads up, because my mouse is having issues, I'll probably be moving just slower through this stuff just because I can't move just as quick. So forgive me if this thing starts to act up really weird. And let me check, pull up the comments here for you guys. Alrighty then. Awesome. Awesome. Let's go ahead and pull this up here real quick. Now, I think, was it, come on. All right, there we are. I've got like 4 big screens up here, and I've got to sit there and figure out where my mouse, because my mouse will sometimes dart like left or right. So I had to figure this out. All right, here we go. So singularity down. We got above the 100-day period moving average with decent volume, it looks like. Actually, there was no volume, but we did get above it, and then we did get above the 20. We just got to get it to close above this level here for the month. If we're going to see this thing rally, like I said, we very much could see this thing push up pretty hard and get to that dollar mark again. So it's one of those moments that we could just see a big push of the singularity down. Let's go ahead and go into StarkNet. StarkNet has been going sideways here. It's trying to get above that 8-period weekly moving average as we're playing here. So as we're looking at the markets here, as we're seeing it, we're climbing above that 100-period moving average and trying to hold above it. If this thing does hold above it, we could see it push up, and then we will see the 8-period catch it on that daily, and then see basically a push back up into that 81 cent here from that 42 cent area. So it's something to be paying attention to here, guys. I know you guys were talking about the AI stuff, so we'll pull this up here again. I had a couple other stuff I wanted to go into, but obviously the my mouse situation is not going to allow it. It was working fine before the show, which was really interesting, so I don't know why it's not. There it is. Okay, it just started. Every time I go on my actual screen here, like it works great on the other screens, but as soon as it gets on this screen, for whatever reason, it's as if it has a life of its own. Come on. Unless I move really slow. Okay. Alphiumism or Alephium. This one here. Come. And now it's dead. Okay. This is almost funny, but it's annoying. It's just it's almost as somebody's playing with this. Okay, so we're coming down to the 8-period moving average sitting, or we're following the 8-period moving average right here. I would expect to see us come back down to these lower levels of the 140 or the 114 area, as well as that 97 cent area. We already tapped this, so I'd expect us to see it come back and tap it again to pick up more buyers before we see it definitely push up and get up to those higher levels. So that $1 mark could be something that could be a good buy entry for a lot of people with this market. If it does not hold here, then the next buy point is more around that 42 cent, 41 cent area here, and potentially seeing this come all the way down into this level here. Actually, we're just going to just do that. Hopefully, please work. Oh, so easy. Perfect.
Chuck, you're welcome.
There you go. Again, that 41, 34 cent area is a nice little area that I would like to see.
Roland Rod, good morning. Sorry, Pedro, to interrupt you there. Just missing out on a few comments while you were looking up some stuff.
Oh, it's alrighty. Let's go over the top 10 here real quick. So let's check out Ethereum. Ethereum has been bouncing off of that 100-day period moving average on the weekly chart. So you can see how we're definitely finding support here. I thought we were going to push through down into this level on a weekly level, just simply because we're, oh, please don't. What is going on?
It's just not working on one particular screen?
Yes, this is the part that's so weird. Like, I don't understand. It's almost like I don't know, dude. So I had to restart it, and did somebody hack me? I mean, anyhow. Okay. Ethereum. So Ethereum is hitting this area here of the supply, the 2784 to the 2725-ish area here. It's trying to come up and tap it. You can sit there and see it. Today kind of got close, but it's kind of sold off. Again, we're tapping that 100 period moving average on Ethereum on the daily. And if this thing holds, then we'll see it come back down and test these lower levels here of the 2100-ish area is what I'm looking at, because that would be a lower high, which would then put a lower low in, and I expect that thing to come back down. Check out BNB here. So BNB has been really kind of consolidating in between this area we drew out, and you saw it, we came back down to touch our area here last week, about 2 weeks ago, and did a nice little bounce. We're seeing it come back into this area. It all depends on how much we were going to see this market push up here. I think if we see a big push up and rally for Bitcoin, we should see a bigger rally in BNB, which potentially we could see it come back up to that 694 area to the 684 area, and that would be for our BNB here. We've been playing off of that crossover here, potential crossover between the 8 and 20 on the, why am I forgetting what it's called, on the weekly chart. So you can see how we're playing here. But the fact that it's pierced this, I'd expect it to come back down into these lower levels for that weekly chart. And then looking at the monthly chart, it looks pretty healthy. Came back down, tap here to finish off right here. We want to see a pretty big close with volume. As you can see, we have a lot less volume than usual. And I know you guys were talking about with like the sideways market versus the a trending market. Volume works differently on each for the markets. So like, maybe you guys are right. Maybe the markets work different with crypto, but the fact that we've seen the institutions get involved, they kind of trade it the same way, and so I hope you guys are right. That would be awesome. As we're looking at our friend XRP right here, these guys want to help save the world and give us all freedom. You can see here that sorry, that was low. I shouldn't have said that. You can see here that they came in, they pushed it up, and then now we're seeing a sell-off, and we're bouncing off that 89. We just put the 89 moving average on the weekly, so there you go. That shows that they've been around for a while, and they're pushing. You can see right here as we've come down into these lower levels here on, not the 3 month. Come on, please work. Yes. Okay, sorry. Monthly chart. They just put in the 89 months, so they've been around for some time now, and they're starting to find some support on it. So I'd expect it to see. The fact is that I think we're going to come back down to that 48 cents again, to the 44 cents as we start to kind of push down here. That's where I expect them to push the market into next month. If we're going to see it come back up, I expect us to come and tap this area here first before we push back up and make it a green candle for next month as we push in. And so that's why I'm expecting us to come back down lower below that 89 on that monthly chart. Here we go. On the daily chart, we can see we went up first at the beginning of the month, and then we sold off. So that's in a nutshell. Let's check out ADA here. ADA is looking pretty awesome in this aspect of, you can see it's trading between the moving averages, the 89 and the 100, and we have the smaller trending time frames, or moving averages, that it's kind of just ping-ponging back and forth here the last couple of months, or not months, but a couple of weeks. You can see bing, bing. So that's in a nutshell. I do expect it to see it push up. If it holds above here, we could see a big push up to that 40-cent mark. If it does not hold up here, then expected to see a sell-off into this 32-ish area. 32, 31-ish areas where I would expect to see us. But ultimately, I think it's just consolidating because they need money and they have the infinite money system, as Tom said. Dogecoin. So
they just sent $1 million to Kamala Harris. So, well, I realized it was the co-founder, what's his name, Larson?
Yeah.
Sent it to them.
Yeah. But you can see here that it plays between these two areas here right now. I can place this in.
Oh, I must be behind here. I was talking about XRP. We're talking about Cardano, and now you're talking about Doge.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, I'm just kind of flying through.
All right, I'm off, ladies and gentlemen. Don't mind any of my labels. They've all been wrong.
So let's see if this will let me do it again. All right, there we are. So I'm going to place this right here. So that's a monthly chart. This is a daily. Come on. All right, there we are. There it is. All right, so you guys can see here that we're tapping this area right here. We did see the sell-off. We're coming back into this area. The reason why I'm expecting this thing to push through is and come up and tap the 13 cents, 13.88 area, is because we put in lower high here. So this low, or excuse me, this higher low, not lower high, but higher low right here as we came back down. So the next level is to test that 200 period moving average as well as that 1388. On the daily chart, if we get above this with good volume, then that's the last resistant level until we can get the run up to the 22 cent mark area. So it's a really nice little potential comeback, test the 8 period moving average until we get back up to this level here. So right now sitting at the 11 cents, a pretty decent level here. But again, we still don't have the full breakout until we get a higher high and a higher low that comes in. And we already have the first one right here. The second one we'll want to see kind of kick in, and once that third one comes in, then it's game on. Let's check out Ton here real quick. Ton is having fun here. We came down, tested our area right here over the last week, and we found support, and now we're starting to kind of push up here. I'm not really seeing a lot of volume in Ton here, stepping into this level to push it up, but for them to really kind of get the October going, we're going to need to come in and blow through that 100 period moving average placed above us here. So you can see even the 89 had resistance here with that 200. So it's just going to have to come in with some real volume to push through these areas here. Here we go. Solana is coming and testing our area here. We came and hit our 162 area, sold off, put a higher low in, lower high here, but then a higher low. So we're definitely starting to see some type of breakout. We've seen a pickup in volume down at these levels, so I expect us to see us climb up. We should blow through this resistance level. Actually, I'm going to remove this here because we should blow through this area here. And we should see it then continue up and test that 172-ish area before it does come back down.
What's current price?
Right now, current price is at 155-ish area. Now, I was wrong because I was expecting us to push through the weekly 50 period moving average here. Is what that's why I have that gray line sitting here, because it's mimicking the 8. I thought we were going to push through this but it's holding. So this level here, I could expect to see this push higher. I just want to see more volume again, right? Like I talked about how the difference volume makes, right, in regards to a sideways market versus a trending market.
Right.
And like at this level here, I want to sit there and see like volume come in. Or again, it's just, again, see, look, here, this is the weekly chart. Okay. And you can see we're towards the top here. Right? So it's like, so, it's, and we're kind of in that middle section between the highs of the 195, to the 111 area. And this is just the middle mark. So, and we're seeing volume step off, right? So it's not you want to see volume step in at this level to push up. This is a halfway mark where they're coming in. They want to load up to push it higher. It's typically what I'm looking at. But crypto is always different, right? We always know that, and it could push higher.
To say the least.
Yeah, so it could push higher. So if you're going to take advantage of this is where I'm looking at, this hit that 172 area. We've already hit this level. We've already traded through this level. So I'm also going to remove these levels here and say we should be able to get back up to that 172, 171-ish area before we
Bullish.
a bullish move up there. Be careful for the bullish trap here. The bull trap here. Potentially they could get you guys to come in and then drop it against you. So be careful for that area. Let's check out Tron coin here. Tron TRX is not to be confused with Ton. This is Tron. And Justin Sun area. This has been pushing up fairly good.
Wow, that's been pumping.
Yeah, like just legit, just coming in, and we've been playing. Come on, I'm speaking to it. Like, come on, you can do this.
You can do it.
Come on, Char. I need you for 8 more minutes, and then I'm gonna go get a new mouse. You can see here that 8 period on the weekly chart here shouldn't necessarily look like that. That's not a good sign for me to sit there and saying that this is going to hold this next time around. I expect us to see it come back down to potentially the 14 cent area here, and then find buyers at these levels. Again, that would be because we've been tapping off of that 89, or excuse me, we've been tapping off the 20, the 8, and then also playing off of this 50. So these aren't really holding. So I would expect us to see us either come down to that 14 or 13 cent area to get support, to find more buyers, and potentially push it back up. So we'll see what happens there. Matic, let's check out Matic here. Matic is again still at the levels that we're expecting it. It's good area. Come on, please. And is this working? Where am I at? All right, there we go. All right, cool. We're coming down into our demand area here. We're not seeing a lot of volume come in. We should see a test of the lows of that 31 cent area as we continue down. And with that test, a potential area for us to be able to buy. So nothing, and that's not a bad or a good thing. It's just partly how it works. All right. Because they look, come on, please work. Come on, go down to AVAX. Just want to touch. Maybe if I do this right. There we go. Boom. AVAX. There we go. If I do this right.
They're coming back too.
Yeah, they are. AVAX, yeah.
in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, they've been. I've heard a lot of stuff on Stereo, Crypto Stereo. It's an app, and a lot of people talking about it. I was actually really impressed with this. That's why I actually really started looking at it. Looking at the daily chart from last week, I was expecting us to see us kind of sell off to come down to these lower levels of that 21 cent area. But over the past week, man, you guys can see how the volume definitely stepped in. This was impressive. Now, we talked about us buying this at the lower level, because I was watching the buyers in AVA, or excuse me, not AVA, and AVAX step in. We can see, and we talked about this, right? This was almost a reverse. Look at all those buyers step in, all the buyers stepping in, and we talked about this, how it was opposite than a lot of the other ones that we were paying attention to. So there's definitely buyers stepping in on AVAX here. So we just got to see it. Got to see it break through that 32 area with that 200 period moving average. Got to see real volume come in, and it's holding strong. So if you look at your weekly chart, come on. Oh, sorry. Oh, come on. I just want to get to, come on. Get to the weekly. There you are. Come on. All right, so we're finding support on that weekly chart here. We're coming back down to test that 20 period and the crossover. If we do, then I would expect a really good buy, real good buyers sitting at this level here between that 26 and 28. But it's been playing the long-term game here really well, as in, like, you can see we're putting higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So the next real game is to come back down and then put that higher high in at the level of that 32 cents. So those are just little turning points for you guys to be looking at. So you got Shiba Inu here. So Shiba Inu has been playing this consolidation period as well, and it's actually been nice. Looking at the weekly chart, we're actually seeing seller pressure step off, while at the same time we're staying we're consolidating here between that 042 to the 0418 area.
So their pump held.
Yeah, it did. It legitimately did.
I was certain that was going to pump, and then people are like, I'm taking my money.
Yeah, it's holding. So I don't know if they're out there just on the other side, just buying up the supply, people coming in and selling off, or is it really holding? So we'll see. But it is holding as of right now. And I'm kind of sad that I wasn't able to buy up more at these lower levels. But hey, I love to see my bag just run up. So like I said, after this level, there's not much resistance stopping us, right? It could very much run up to the 04 area, right?
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Shiba to the moon.
Shiba to the moon. But that we could see it now. Are we going to go to all-time highs? Potentially. But at least that 0445 area is a very potential push up, which would be about a 2x to 3x. So it's a nice little area to be playing there. So that's it for the top 10 as we were looking at. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the show.
That is, Pedro.
Any questions, concerns you guys have?
I guess a good question I have for the audience is, like on Technical Tuesdays, we go over the top tokens and all that type of stuff. How many of you guys are invested in the? I shouldn't say invested. I should use the word interested. Interested in those versus the ones we talk about on Meme Coin Monday. And the reason is sometimes we miss Mondays, so we miss Meme Coin Monday. Should we punt on Technical Tuesday and do Meme Coin Monday on Tuesday? You never know. With Pumptober coming now, people are into the alts and meme coins again. So if you guys want to provide us some feedback on that, we always can adjust the days that we do our shows and that type of stuff. Like I said, we're going to have coming up this week, Anton Golub talking about what's going on in the great country of the United Arab Emirates, specifically the AED stablecoin, which is essentially just another dollar stablecoin. I'm sure I'll complain about BRICS at some point or something like that, and world dominance of the U.S. dollar and hegemony. God, it's hard to say that word. And Pedro and I will probably start talking a little bit more politics, see if we can scare up the Rumble crew going on here. I turned that feed on finally to try to see what was going on there.
Yeah, not much.
Now there's two people, which is probably me and you.
Nope, that's not me. So
do both. Combine them, says Crypto Mike. All right. We'll either get everybody on here or nobody except Crypto Mike.
So yeah. Yep. Sometimes it's the way it rolls. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you tomorrow at the same time, and I will make sure that this mouse here is doing what it's supposed to do. So it'll be fun.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, playing the kick tracks. Jesus, that means you know what to do here. I don't know, Pedro, you can hear that or not.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, it's perfect.
Oh, good. Matt Rhodes, a great show again. Friends, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Always appreciate the loyal viewers coming here and joining us, all that type of great stuff.
Always.
I'm waiting. Jesus must be in the middle of a big car sale.
All right, guys.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to go here. I'm going to give Carmen the last comment of the day. Once again, my name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking. This has been another great episode of DYOR Live on behalf of my good-looking friend over here, Pedro Garcia. And you guys have a great day.